Welcome back, everyone. ITB China 2024 is one of the world's top travel fairs, offering insight into industry trends, and it's now underway in Shanghai. One such trend, rising international tourism. Okay, let's talk more about growth in Chinese tourism. For that, we're joined by Jonathan Kao. He's the Managing Director of North Asia at BCD Travel. Thanks very much for joining us on our program. Let's kind of get to it. Chinese tourism, man, I looked at the numbers. Pre-pandemic, I think it was in the 90 million or so area. How has it fared since then? Obviously, things are getting a lot better, but China had a long way to go to get back to that number.
Yes, Sean. So thanks for having me. Definitely, we're seeing a very strong, robust growth ever since the pandemic, especially last year. And this year, we continue to see some strong growth as well. But I think the numbers have stabilized a little bit because last year, a lot of it has to do with the pent-up demand and revenge travel. But we're still seeing quite a lot of busyness especially during the long holidays. And we're seeing the domestic is really back up to normal, and then internationally we're seeing more and more tourists coming back to China, but still we're, as you said, we're a little bit far from full recovery.
Yeah, I want to get to domestic travel because spring travel was just amazing there. But right now, talk about the impact that the new visa policy has had on with Singapore, so many European countries. It just keeps growing and growing. People going there a little more than 2 weeks don't have to get visas right now. Do travelers know about these revisions, and how important are conferences like the one going on in Shanghai right now helping with this ongoing effort?
Yeah, so I think it's actually a lot of good news about the visa-free policy, both coming into China and going out. So we're seeing a lot of the travelers taking advantage of that. But of course, it's still takes a lot of communication and marketing and engagement to make these information available to all the travelers in China. And events like ITB in China this year is one of the hottest tourism event in the world. And we're seeing, over 600 exhibitors and 1,000 professional buyers, plus many, many who are the normal citizens who just the public, traveling public. And so I think these are forums and platforms where it's very important to publicize and market these information. And after all these trips are, at the end of the day, are organized by travel agencies, by tourism boards, by companies. And it is very important that these information and there's face-to-face meeting to talk about business and how to bring travel back to normal.
Exactly. Look, I'm a big proponent of the people-to-people exchanges. I went back to China for the first time in almost 5 years in March, and I had a great time. Don't tell my bosses, let's keep it between us, but it kind of was like a mini vacation because I got to see some great cities. But the U.S. isn't part of this new visa policy. But still, despite the fact these two countries still aren't getting along, some strides have been made in American cities like New York City, like San Francisco, and that's important. So break down what kind of deals are out there and why it is important for Americans to continue to visit China.
That's right. So I think although the visa-free policy is still not happening between the U.S. and China, there is a lot of more simplified processes, and we're seeing open dialogues recently in Xi'an, and a lot of mutual marketing to drive high-level cultural exchange. And then the summer's coming also, there will be a lot of visit relatives travel and student travel. Also, there was recently a new visa center in Wuhan, which is opened by the U.S. to facilitate more visa issuance in China, which, as you in the past few years and
let's also
come out of the pandemic. So I think the open dialogue is very important.
Okay, we're having a little trouble. I'm going to try one more question because we know President Xi has made it a priority to bring some 50,000 U.S. students over there. I want to talk about domestic travel within China because getting around, it is just like a walk through a history book.
Yes, it is. It is. So I think there are so much historic resources available in China, like museums, historical sites. So a lot of the students, especially and the young people, are taking advantage of that. So I think it's just a such a diverse country we have in China, and the government is doing a lot of strong push to facilitate that. So we're seeing, the visa policies and then the payment for international travelers, making it easier for them to live and to walk around and to eat and to enjoy the cuisine in China.
Exactly. I think you did a great job for us, Jonathan. Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate your time.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, that's it for this edition of On the Move, but please check out our other special content. You can go to our website, cgtn.com, and peruse it at your convenience.